when I'm trying to convince people to start breath training, one thing I always have said is that breath training is free. You always have the equipment. You can't forget to bring it. And once you learn it, you'll know it forever. But just like regular exercise, you can do it for free by doing bodyweight exercises or outdoor cardio, but there's extra equipment that makes it better. So it only makes sense that there'll be equipment that'll help you breathe better, because your diaphragm's a muscle, your lung has attributes, your heart is a muscle too, right? So you can improve those things. So having never tried a breath training device in my life, I have got the 3 cheapest ones you can buy on Amazon to try them out, and I've had them all for a few months, and this is my honest review of them all. Number 1 is this Mouthpiece here. This costs $12, and it just got a knob here that closes it, and it closes it completely so no air can get in and out. So I found that this actually, it came in really cheap packaging. When I looked at looked a little misshapen when I got it, but actually upon using it, it works really, really well. It does exactly what it's supposed to. It's a tiny little valve. It's very, very simple. And it works great. So the exercise they said on the box is to take a full deep inhale, hold for a few seconds, and then let it all out. And then when you're out of breath, you take it out and breathe normally, which seemed weird to me. So anyways, the way that I found that it works best is to close it as much as you can. So 2 ways, either to do it before exercise. So if you have a workout you want to do, deprive yourself of oxygen with this, then do the workout, you'll start at a deficit, or do the workout, then finish with this. And I'll explain a little bit about that later, because I think it's the best way. Coming in at number 2, this one was $18, and I was honestly the most excited for this one when I ordered it. And I simply got it because it was the cheapest, and it said breath training on it on Amazon. So it's like a little pipe made out of wood with a little foam ball, and all you gotta do is hold it up in the air as long as you can. Oh wow, I messed that up. You get the idea. I thought it would be fun to keep at my desk, to use every once in a while, but honestly it doesn't have the inhale power, which you think it would. I guess you could inhale with this. It's kind of like a little straw. And now that I'm saying it, I've known people who do what's called resisted breathing, and that's when you actually breathe through a straw, which has the same effect as these. So actually, I actually didn't even think of that until right now. I've been using this for a couple months. I kind of like this better already. One thing I was going to say is that I think it'd be good for kids, to teach kids breath training, because it's kind of fun too. There's a little bit of game to it. How long can you hold it up? Problem with it, if you're going to use it to supplement an exercise routine, you have to be really still to make it work. So again, it's good for sitting at your desk, which is cool. And so I used to work for a giant corporation, and they do fitness testing once a year for everyone. And this is one of the things you've probably seen at the hospital, where you blow, like you have to have forcefulness in the beginning to show that how high you can force it, but then how long you can hold it. And it's about keeping the ball in the air inside a little contraption. There was one year I did it, and I've been doing breath training forever. And the lady had to test me twice because she'd never seen anyone get a score as high as me. Now I will say, the people I work with were all out of shape. No one was really into fitness there. It was really bad. Lots of smokers and stuff too. But still, I was so proud of that. And another thing, when they checked my resting heart rate, they said it was that of a marathon athlete, like half my age, which was amazing. So, and they had to double test that twice too to make sure it was right. So I was pretty impressed with that, which I thought was kind of cool. Just a little pat on my own back. So this one, I think I'll use it more. Good at the desk actually, and it's $18, kind of fun. And final, this was almost double the price of these other ones. This is $35. And this was coming out with more of a medical angle for like elderly people or people with like breathing dysfunctions. And it has 2 settings. So it has the inhale strength resistance and the exhale resistance. So you can set each one. Now the workout for this one was set to a challenging setting, and then breathe, I think it said 30 breaths. This one, on the toughest setting, I could breathe with it forever. Like it didn't do anything for me. So that's where I came up with what I mentioned earlier, is doing it after exercise. And this is where it becomes super, super powerful. Do a full exercise. I found that doing like a compound heavy lift, like this lunging press, because it really gets the heart rate high, fast. And then once you're out of breath and your muscles are spent, recover using this. So the workout's over, run over, grab there, And I would literally feel like I'm drowning, because one of the biggest benefits you can do for breath training is to learn to stay calm when you're low on oxygen as a surfer, holding your breath. Because it triggers real fear. Your nervous system sends all these alarms and stuff, so you can stay calm and controlled and focused and disciplined while you're like these alarms are going off. You'll eventually make the alarms not as loud, and then you'll make the alarms delayed and all that stuff. So it was really powerful to me because it was new to have this device in my mouth where I could have at any time taken it out, but forcing myself to sit with those alarms and recover, like starving for oxygen. My body was screaming for oxygen, and I was just forced to suck it with this thing. It was very, very powerful. Prolong the workout. So like, that's what I always say is to recover slowly, because you stay hungry for oxygen. It makes your body adapt faster. You get way more out of the time spent. So powerful that. Now, the blowing bubbles one, use at your desk, would be cool. No problem with that. Not great for exercise routines. These two are almost exactly the same. The only difference with this is it costs double the price, and it's got a setting for inhale and exhale. This one's got one setting for both inhale and exhale, so the same. This one, I would say, is way, way better because it has the mouthpiece, because this one you gotta hold with another hand. And also, when I was doing it, holding with my lips, I always felt like I wanted to bite it, but I didn't have a good place to bite. So it was a little awkward. Whereas this one, fantastic. So I really like this one. So make yourself hungry for oxygen. Post-workout was great. Going for walks with this on was okay, but this is where the limitations come in for this. So these things force you to mouth breathe, which is a bad, bad habit during exercise, during performance, like out in the water, in day-to-day life. You gotta be nasal breathing. Mouth breathing is such a horrible habit that lots of people have it. It took me a lot of time to break mine. With exercise, I would always mouth breathe in exercise. It took me a lot of conscious effort and training and changing my body in order to nasal breathe during exercise. Now I do it 100%. I could run for an hour without ever taking a mouth breath. So going back to mouth breathing, I hate it. I absolutely hate it. So I think there's a massive hole in the market for something that would, like, I don't know, have chambers, right? So like blocked your mouth and forced you to nose breathe, but then had the dials on it so you could change the resistance to it. So I think there's a massive, I think that would be incredible to have. So that's the only thing I have, but come on, 12 bucks, that's insane. And this thing, we'll see how long that it lasts. I've had it for a few months, not using it every day, but it's like, it's a very simple design. There's only one piece that could fail really, and it's this valve, which seems pretty sturdy. So I don't know that. So my honest opinion of these is they all do what they were told to do. They just all have their limitations. And so I think with 12 bucks, you can't go wrong. So I recommend, like, try it for sure, 12 bucks. And if you're feeling entrepreneurial, come up, invent one with the nose breathing resistance, and I'll be your first customer. So that's it for these. I know there's a lot of other ones on the market that are a lot more expensive, like upwards of $200, $300, $400, which I'm gonna try as well too, but they haven't come in the mail yet. So I just want to make this video. And I guess to summarize, this thing's okay, but free breath training is better because you can breathe with your nose and you can hold your breath to give yourself all the alarms. So I don't know, 12 bucks can't go wrong, but learning low oxygen training, I feel, is the best. So if you want to know more about low oxygen training, what we do, like I said, it's free. Once you learn it, it's free to use. You have the equipment, you can't forget to bring it. So there's a link down below that explains our method: paddle training combined with low oxygen training, combined with surfing patterns and pop-up training, all that stuff that matters. So check that out. There's a cool video there you can watch that explains it all, and that's it. My name is Kyle Russ. Thanks for watching.